What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode on SBK16. Today is episode number 4 for the Dutch Grand Prix at the Assen TT Circuit. On screen now is some footage of episode 3, which took place at the Aragon Motorland in Spain, and definitely recommend you go and check that one out before you watch this one. That was a very interesting episode. Anyway, let's just get straight into it with today's video, starting with practice. Again, fairly bog standard stuff. However, this time I was 12 seconds on, well, I can't say provisional pole. I was fastest by 12 seconds. Let's get that one right, Spitfire. So, obviously, it wasn't on max difficulty, but the AI clearly seemed to be not very good around here, and that was made very clear in Super Pole 2 as well, when I managed to take pole by 8 seconds. So, is this potentially going to be a circuit which is a weak one for the AI and a strong one for the player? Let's find out and jump straight into race number 1 of 2. Here we are on the grid for the Dutch Grand Prix, and we're just going to jump straight into it. I've got my teammate Jonathan Rea alongside me, and Davide Giugliano in the Ducati alongside as well. 3 lights are out and we're underway, and I immediately move to the right hand side along the pit wall to try and defend my position going into the first corner, but the Honda gets superb traction around the outside as we go into turn 1. I have managed to hold the lead for now, and again, sector 1 is going to be one of the strongest parts of this lap for the AI, if any, because of these sort of long sweeping, almost a loop effect in effectiveness. And anyway, as you can see, we're going towards the end of that now, onto one of the back straights. There's quite a few of them here. I'm quite a big fan of this circuit personally, and then it's very enjoyable to ride on. So let's see what's going to happen over the course of this race. Still being put under pressure by the home favourite Van der Mark. There you go, you can see I take slightly wide line, and Van der Mark sends it with a switch pack down the inside, and I'm going to fight back immediately, try and defend my position, but again the rear end wasn't having it, and we're still struggling to get round the Dutchman as we go onto the back straight. This is my strongest part of the lap, because I can take this flat, and you can see we've crashed and we've made contact with the Honda, and we are off, and that is not the ideal start that we needed to this race. Thankfully, we've only lost a few positions down to P8, and that is going to be relatively easy to make up. But anyway, on hard difficulty, never say never, because the AI can be quite inconsistent as we go into the final couple of corners to conclude lap 1. And it's what's so annoying as well is the AI just automatically respawn halfway at the circuit as well, so you can't even catch up to them. So it's just very unfair when they do that, and I find it incredibly annoying. Anyway, let's see what we can do on lap number 2. I'm looking all over the back of this rider. I'm not quite sure who it is. Again, we send it down the inside, and then again on our teammate Jonathan Rea. So we're up into P5, and now I'm going to try another move. So this track definitely seems to be one that I'm relatively strong at as we head again onto the straight. Again, you know, this is a circuit where the AI could potentially be quite inconsistent, as we saw in practice. Certainly I had the difficulty turned down to medium. Qualifying, I bumped it back up to hard again. Slight contact there with the Ducati, try and avoid that if we can. But yeah, as I was saying, this could be one where the AI's race pace on hard difficulty could be absolutely over the moon, and you know, you just can't keep up with them. So yeah, it could be a very interesting race, could this one. Onto the final lap now, and I'm doing all I can to reel in second place. Don't forget, every championship point counts at this stage, and it is indeed Michael van der Mark, the Honda, who we made contact with at the start. Meanwhile, you can see on the minimap Davide Giugliano in the Ducati's actually leading the race. He's miles ahead, and he's going to win race 1 at Assen as we go sailing round the outside of the home favourite Van der Mark. If we can keep it clean through the final chicane, it looks as if it's going to be a good enough comeback ride to clinch second place here at race 1 at Assen. But Davide Giugliano, that was some pretty impressive stuff. He was comfortable winner in that race. As you can see now, we automatically cut to the second race. 3 red lights are out and we're underway, and it's the same tactic again. But Giugliano gets a fantastic start. I'm not able to cover him off, and Van der Mark, and that's Camier just in the near shot of your picture as well. So Giugliano goes over the curbs, and it's Van der Mark in the Honda who takes the lead, and Leon Camier just comes straight back onto the circuit and takes me out. So for once, that wasn't actually my fault. And again, look ahead of the AI, the way they just roadblock. Look at them all sort of congregating. There's absolutely no space for you to try and go around the outside. We've had this glitch at a couple of circuits, especially at Melbourne and at Chang as well in episodes 1 and 2. So that's such an annoying glitch, and you can see if you can navigate them carefully, then, you know, you're just going to get places really quickly, as I have done now, as I'm straight back up into P8, as we're halfway through lap number 1 of 3 here in this second race. But again, my teammate Jonathan Rea is my main rival for this championship, so he's the one who we're going to be ultimately aiming for. So, I mean, if your teammates are close together, I always say, then you're getting the most you can out of your bike or your car, and that's Giugliano going slowly there. I don't know if you noticed him slowing down, but we've caught right back up to Camier, the man who took us out, and we're going to go straight down the inside there as we head on towards the long back straight. Well, it's not all straight, but you get the idea. And ahead of us now is Jonathan Rea and David Giugliano, and we're going to try and be a little bit careful here, and in the end we are just going to breeze past both of them back into second place. Meanwhile, Van der Mark is still herring up the road, so it would be fantastic maybe for the home fans all in the grandstands, you can see, for the home favourite to win the race. He's just crossing the start line now, so he's got a decent lead already as we look to lap number 2. Well, I tell you what, not much else has happened in this race apart from me slowly catching Van der Mark. This is the end of the final lap now, and this looks like it will be it. So Michael van der Mark is going to win the second race in Assen. He's going to win his home race, and we're going to take back-to-back second places here in Assen. After starting from pole on both races, in the end, the race pace of the AI was much better than I expected. I think a couple of mistakes, like a couple of crashes in both races, really let me down. But apart from that, I really think we could have been in for a better result today. Rea, again, is going to finish third on this instance. However, in the end, we still lead the championship, so it's not the end of the world. We lead on 137 points ahead of Jonathan Rea, who's on 5 points. Van der Mark 22 points back, and the battle for the top sort of 6 is going to be very interesting, so do be sure to keep an eye on that as we progress through the series. Anyway, that's going to conclude episode 4. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to click that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord server. Both links are in the description. And I'll see you all in the next video.